the game and of the terrain. Then we can zoom in and see how close we can get. We can basically get in between the trees, you can go in between the houses in the city, get on the road, so you can go from one extreme to the other in this game in terms of perspective. So our first objective, we're going to go through 3 different objectives, is to neutralize the units in that location. In order to do that, we're going to use a ruse. We're going to use a deception tool, which is the radio silence tool. And what that's going to do is, in whichever sector you put it in, it's going to make your units invisible to the enemy. So we're going to put it in this sector, and our units are going to become invisible as they move in to complete the first objective.
If your boys maintain radio silence, the Axis troops won't hear you coming. I'm ordering the attack. Good luck.
So in using this ruse, we are invisible and trying to neutralize those units. We're also going to look at different perspectives of battle.
Yeah, I know.
Many different angles we can look at and use throughout the game. Whether you're like being right up in front of the action or maybe overlooking it, do as you please. Alright, our first objective is complete.
Well done. The 101st is wheels up and heading for their objective.
On to the second.
Colonel, one of those divisions is elite panzers. We need your support immediately.
So the game involves a lot of strategy. It involves always reassessing your troops and as well as where your enemy is, and constantly strategizing how to hit your objectives while moving forward in the game. There we go. Objective 2 is complete.
Congratulations, Colonel. The road to Monte Casino is now open.
So now we're headed to our third objective at Monte Casino. And what we're going to do is take a in-depth look into the graphics and point out that the graphics in R.U.S.E use over 1 billion polygons. Now you can see how awesome these graphics are. Most games use about 1 million polygons, or a few million, whereas R.U.S.E uses over 1 billion, which makes the creators of the game have to basically reinvent the interface, reinvent the strategy of the game, and reinvent and rehaul the game as a whole. So as our troops move towards their objective, we can kind of see that there are no enemy troops where they are headed. So parachuters dropping in. There we go. So crossing lines soon. Now we see that the enemy is revealed, so in that sector, the enemy was using a ruse of their own. They were using the radio silence ruse, so we're going to use a different ruse right now, and it's the decryption ruse. And what that is, it's basically going to give us intelligence into where the enemy is headed and where they're planning on attacking. And we'll see that by red arrows, which will point out where they're planning on going and where they're planning on attacking. So in a multiplayer game, this is going to be very useful to get an inside perspective of what your enemy is doing and what your opponent is doing. So there we go. The red arrow. We can also see it says easy target. Now that's going to help out in helping you figure out what type of units you're going to be using against the different types of targets in the game. If we take a look at the sky, we can see that there are some bombers headed our way. Now the bombers go to show the diversity of units in this game. There are over 200 types of units in R.U.S.E. Everything from land, water, and air will be used in this game.
The 101st has secured the town.
It's very natural, the movement in his hands, and very intuitive, and knowing where to go.
All commands, we are seeing a German counterattack. Keep your positions, gentlemen. We need to hold the line at all costs.
Great. Well, that's the end of this demo for R.U.S.E. This is our first demo. For a more in-depth look into R.U.S.E., we have 2 booths behind us with experts there to explain more about the game and answer any questions you might have. And enjoy looking at other Ubisoft booths. Thank you for taking a look.
Yes, let's play on the table.